Oh, all right. And everybody coming into our room, which is going to be great. Here we go. The room filling up. I love this part, Johan, where the cameras start
Oh,
popping up.
dude.
Everybody's jumping in. Mark is the first one this morning to pop up on our camera. Mark's jumping in. David Arnold's in the house.
David
Ronald's here.
Arnold, what's
Here we
up?
go. Stephen Howe's here. This is great, guys. Terry Lofton's in the room.
Terry
Great to see you.
Lofton. I haven't seen him in ages.
Scott
Dude,
is
Terry,
here.
happy New
Amazing to see you. Eva's here. We've got Rudy coming in the room as well. Guys, this is fantastic. Everybody jumping in.
Year.
Amazing to see you all. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to our weekly training with White Label Suite and Comet Suite. Guys, we are here to help you guys make sales. Thank you so much for putting a little bit of time aside. We've always trying to put the best out there that we possibly can. And today is going to be no exception. We're going to run through some stuff. Mr. Johan, how you doing?
Dude, I am great. How you doing?
Yeah, doing good, man. Doing good. I was putting the final touches on this presentation last night. It's still at midnight. So being 8 o'clock in the morning over here and having been up for a little while in coffee, I'm looking forward to getting an earlier night tonight. But I am excited to pump this through. It's going to be fun. So
Man, I just want to thank I want to thank you in advance for all the extra mile that you always go through. Being up at midnight to create this just to help everybody. Love it. Thank you.
it's fun. I actually like you guys can probably hear my passion, right? Like I've been I always love this bit. I love getting on, talking with people and sharing some knowledge and getting all that kind of good stuff out there. So yeah, it's always been my pleasure. Christine, I would love to present to your group. Definitely drop that in. Christine's just dropped that message in. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just hook up with me and we'll see what we can do then. That'll be amazing. All right, guys. So guys, can I just get a show of hands or, drop a one in the chat box? Who has seen our last couple of weeks of training? Just give me a one if you've seen it. We talked about, we kicked off 2024 with a training on setting goals and about creating a focus and understanding what we're trying to achieve in the marketplace. We talked last week about funnels. That was a cool one. I love that. We're talking about multiple approaches and how we can generate sales by looking at different angles and different ways of walking that through. Guys, so who was on our trainings in these last couple of weeks? Let's see if we can, I don't want to put anybody on the spot.
Frank Kern sent a cease and desist of revealing all his secrets. No, I'm
If only that was true. If only that was true. So we are going to continue on with the series. Our purpose here, guys, we're not going to hide from it. Our purpose here is to help you sell more White Label Suite licenses. As part of that, we want to help you sell more GHL licenses. We want to help you sell more consulting services, more SEO services, more mobile app building, more whatever it is, solving more problems for businesses out there in the marketplace. And by the very nature of association, if you guys do better, we will do better. So if we can help you in any way we can, that's literally what we're here for. We're talking to the GHL guys over in Dallas when we were there in October last year. And we were talking about how we can help the community make more sales. And as just literally by association, everybody wins, right? If we help you succeed with your agency, and maybe it's got nothing to do with GHL, maybe you do SEO services, or maybe you do, I don't know what it might be, HR services or anything like that. If you win and we've helped, then somewhere along the line, you're going to pass a comment to someone over a coffee and you're going to say, man, those guys over at Comet Suite, they're the real deal. You should have a look at them. So if we help you win, we win by association. GHL wins by association. Everybody connected wins by association. The better GHL seen in the marketplace, the more we win. It's great. We used to hide as an agency. We used to hide from the fact that we were running GHL. It's that branding thing, right? Johan, it's like the first thing we did was like rebadge, relabel, white label, call it something else, and get some incredible design work done on our dashboard. We used to hide from it, and people say, "Oh, haven't I seen this software before?" No. This is our, that's the whole thing about a white label. Is like you're putting your arms around and protecting it. Now we proudly shout it from the rooftops. Literally on our first meeting with our clients, we tell them that we're running GHL and that we are professionals, experts. We've got a team of people, and they're like, "Oh, seen this from a lot of other people." Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the fastest growing platforms on the planet. And we came up with a little phrase. People were like, "Oh, well, how are you different from those guys or those guys or those guys?" We're like, "Well, you know what? WordPress is free, and yet there are millions of people out there that can help you build a WordPress site and business and make it unique because of what they offer. So working with different companies adds different strengths and skills. The platform's the same, and it's one of the best ones on the marketplace. So that's where we land. Today, we're going to be talking about focusing on that one opportunity and how, in fact, this is completely counterintuitive to what I've just said, how, in fact, having so much at our back with GHL is a damaging thing, is a bad thing. Wait, what? Yeah, I'm going to show you what I mean by that and how to actually turn that around in the marketplace. So I know we don't love death by PowerPoint, but I'm using PowerPoint to kind of keep my notes, and you guys know me by now. I would go off on a million different tangents if I didn't have something that
It's
kept
all
me
right.
on task.
There's only a couple of sentences on each slide. It's all good.
Right, exactly. My daughters are at school, and they're in all of their English classes and all that kind of stuff at the moment. And part of their jobs these days, or part of their tasks, are creating presentations. And I look over their shoulder, and they've got like 17,000 words on a page, condensed down to 3 fonts so they can get even more words on the page. I'm like, guys, you need 2 points on a page. They're like, no, Dad, no. I've got to get all the information up. But
Dad doesn't know anything about
Dad doesn't know anything about
Come on, man.
presentations. He'll be okay. Just, let him do his thing. My kids yesterday were trying to teach me a new game on their phone while we were waiting for mum to do some shopping. And I was going, but I don't get it. I don't get it. And my 12-year-old daughter just like snatched the phone back off me, and she's like, "No, Dad, you can't. You'll never win like that." And she was like off doing the game. I was like, "I'll win. I just won't win at that game." I just anyway. Generation gaps. All right, cool. Let's get into it. Enough fun. Let's get some knowledge. Who's ready to make some money, guys? Drop a 1 in the chat box if you're here to waste time and just do nothing. Drop a 2 in the chat box if you're here to make some money. Let's find out how we can make some money. Everybody that wants to drop a 1, you are more than welcome. Just hang out. We're just going to have some fun anyway. But if you're here to make some money, you're in the right room. Look at all those 2s coming through. Andy says 3, so that must mean a 1 plus 2. He's here for both, which I love. That's great. Let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen right here.
Actually, also, guys, if you've got any questions, I'm going to be manning the chat. So if you've got any questions, you want me to interrupt Walt, let me know. If you've got any questions from the last 2 weeks training, hit us up with that too.
Yep.
So, all right, let's kick off.
Absolutely. Johan, can you see my screen? Is it coming through?
I can. It's all good.
Right, fantastic. We've got that going on. I've got that there, and we are ready to rock. All right, so we're going to focus on one opportunity, one solution, how one focal point can make sales 10 times easier for you guys, all right? For us as well. We walk this same talk. We are literally out in the marketplace doing the same thing. So focusing on one opportunity, one solution is the fastest path to creating sales. So let's jump in. A little recap. And again, we're building this out as a series. We want you guys to understand that we're trying to create some momentum here. So 2 weeks ago, as we mentioned, we looked at a focus on growth, and we asked, who needs you the most? There are literally millions of businesses on the planet. There are literally millions of businesses within reach now that we have the tools to be able to reach them, right? But you can't serve them all. And trying to do so will create confusion, and you won't be able to get around and do the job that you need to do. So we focused on who needs you the most. How can you reach them? We looked at that, and we talked about different methods that you can reach out to people using, of course, the leads tool and all the amazing social media avenues that we have. What can you offer them that will help them grow, right? And again, focus on growth. And then, of course, we set some goals being start of our new year, and we came up with this hack, right? We came up with this hack, and we discovered that focusing on helping other people grow is your fastest path to sales, right? If I come and I try and sell something to someone and I just want the money, right? It's a tough sell. As the great man said, what you are shouts at me so loudly, I can't hear the words you're saying. If all you want to do is bank the check, then you're not going to come across the right way. If you're focusing on helping them grow, they will feel it from you as you're going through your tech stack and going through your offer of whatever it is that you have. So helping others to grow is your shortcut. It's your hack. All right. What a great hack. So then last week, focus on growth. Number 2, we looked at trust. Can be read in 2 ways. It's like trust in funnels. Yes, you should trust in funnels. Or we looked at what is trust and how does that relate to funnels, right? We talked about different offers with different angles, looking at multiple ways of selling the same thing. And of course, that being GHL, or it might be, as we said, SEO services or mobile app building, whatever it is that you sell, right? It is coming to a customer, potential customer, with lots of different angles so that we can find the best fit for them. We looked at creating a following. Did you guys like the AI stuff that we did last week? We started with literally building an entire course using some prompts in AI. Johan, I saw you unmute.
So, yeah, man. So I've had people hit me up going, they've used the prompts and they already built out like infrastructure that would have taken them months. And so they wanted to say thank you to you. I know you're not on Messenger. So guys, everybody hits me up on Messenger. Walt's like, I don't touch Messenger. So Walt gave away all the prompts from last week, and people use those prompts. They use the prompts for their clients, and they've gotten results. And Jared Holmes is one of the examples there. Awesome,
amazing,
cool. Continue.
I had an interview yesterday with Rocio, which is being released. I think it's release date 29th. And she was talking, she's known as the challenge queen. She stands on stages and talks at Onyx and Gals events and TNC and all these kind of amazing things. She is known as the challenge queen. And she's focusing completely on building courses and challenges at the moment using AI. And it's amazing when you jump in to be able to say, okay, cool. What does my marketplace need? How can I share something with them? And literally last week we did live on the call, creating a whole course using an AI prompt, and had weeks and weeks of content, including the scripts for the videos and the PDF handouts and all of that kind of stuff. It really is amazing. Eva asks, where can we watch these replays? Same as David and Johan's just said, they are in the Facebook group, guys. Just scroll them through. Kyle, I know you're with us as well. Are we adding these ones to our vault? I think that might be a great place to pop them into the thing as well. So we'll add them into the vault. That way you guys can have a reference point as well. So that was last week. We talked about getting a following and using AI to help. And then the game plan, I like this, attraction before transaction, all right? So we talked about bringing people in and nurturing them and then approaching them with different offers, yeah? We've got, let's go. And again, we've focused on the fact that helping others is the shortcut, the hack to getting better. Thanks, Carl. Appreciate you, man. So last week we left you with this step-by-step plan. We said, okay, create a free gift. It's a course, it's a video, it's a PDF. Invite your ideal prospects to the gift. This was the game plan we left you with, guys. And I want to put this up on the screen in case you want to screenshot, do anything like that. Invite your ideal prospects to that gift, right? Invite that prospect onto a call or another specific offer. So it might be, buy this or pay me here for a consult or whatever it might be. Use that tool, which is called answerthepublic.com, to continually come up with content to be able to nurture that list and those newsletters, etc., and invite the prospects to a call with different offers over time. Okay. This week, we're going to look at the single focus for growth. And we're going to start with why we, all of us here on this call, why we're at a disadvantage. And that seems like a weird thing to start with, but I just kind of want to lay it out there, why we actually are at a disadvantage, because we need to realize it so that we can move, yeah? Why customers don't care how good our tech is. They do not. They do not care how good our tech is, and we're going to cover that. And then, of course, we're going to get into the positive part, how presenting less will help you sell more, and based on all the twos, we're in the right place, getting that across the line. And then we're going to keep that same theme. Helping others grow is your shortcut, is your hack, right? It is the one thing that you can bank on, is that if you're helpful, it's amazing. Hey, have you guys, there's a great book that was in the bestseller list last year, How to Think Like a Monk, I think, Shetty. Have you read it? Has anybody read that book? Let me stop sharing for a second. It was an amazing, really amazing book and very much worth a read. I got it on Audible and loved it. Jay Shetty, that's the guy's name. How to Think Like a Monk. And in there, what he talks about, there's one little piece where he talks about part of their training to become a monk is they have all of their money taken off them, and they are dropped into a village, and they literally have to fend for themselves for, I think it's a week or 2 weeks or something like that. And so they started off the like, oh my God, how are we going to eat, right? So they started begging, please, can I have? Please, can I have? And then really quickly, within a day or two, because begging is like, asking someone for something. Please, if have you got a dollar? You know, can you spare some change? Like, tough gig, right? But they stumbled on the secret. I think within a day or two, the group of monks that were there, they stumbled on the secret. And the secret was when they saw somebody working, they just offered to help. Hey, notice your trailer's full there, unloading that, full of tree branches or whatever. Let me help you, right? Not asking for anything in return, but offering to help. And people were incredibly generous and thankful to the group of monks when they were offering to help. They went from begging and being kicked out of the way and pushed, don't take from me. And when they flipped that to helping, just reaching out, can I help you? How can I help you? Can I help you? How can I help you? And by doing that, people were like, here's some food. Here's a place to stay. Here's how can we look after you? What an amazing revelation. And in the book, in the audio, as I was listening, the author, Jay Shetty, what he actually said was, and the world is full of people you can help. And I went, wow, what a freaking amazing way to think about an economy, right? I'm a capitalist. Solid. I like making money. Great. It's perfect. But I love making it by helping other people, and the world is full of people you can help, right? So that is why we keep focusing on this fact that the shortcut, your hack, your best way to grow other people's business is helping them. So we teach, help them by giving them a leads tool, right? Help them bring in business for themselves. My God, they're grateful. It's so good, right? So I just wanted to kind of flick back on that. That's a great book, by the way, How to Think Like a Monk, Jay Shetty. All right, let me jump in. So there's plenty of people that you can help. Now, why we're at a disadvantage? Why we're at a disadvantage? There was a study done by Sheena Iyengar and Mark Lepper in the year 2000, done at Stanford, and it's known as the JAM study. You guys can Google it if you like. The JAM study, and it's fascinating for marketers. It's probably not fascinating for like everybody, but it's fascinating for marketers, right? It's known as the JAM study. So here's where, my 12-year-old sees all the words on the page. There's too many words on this page. I'm going to read it through. This is what the JAM study was all about, right? The summary. On a regular day at a local food market, they set up the study and people would find a display table with 24 different kinds of jam, right? Test case number one. Then on a different day, at the same food market, people were given a choice of only 6 types of jam. Now, it seems counterintuitive. Surely if there was more on offer, people would buy more. But no, Iyengar and Lepper found that while the big display table with 24 jams generated more interest, people were far less likely to purchase a jar of jam in the case of the smaller display. That's what we know as a conversion, right? And in brackets, 10 times less likely. Not just a tiny dip in conversions, 10 times less conversions. What? Now we're going to focus on this a little bit, like for this presentation. We want to understand this a little bit more, right? You got to have a balance, because look at that. The 24 display jams created a lot more interest. People were interested, right? But they bought less because they were confused. And as Russell Brunson says so well, a confused mind always says no. All right? So I think I've got that 2 out. Yeah, there we go. Slides in the wrong order. A confused mind always says no. So here's the thing. GHL is that on the page? Thanks, Jan. GHL is our jam store. You guys, all right? We've got this flavor, which is called a funnel builder, and that flavor, which is all about blogs, and this flavor, which is contracts, and the autoresponders, and opportunities, and automations, and mistext callback, reputation, and AI chatbots, and memberships, and reporting, and surveys. Which one do you want, Mr. Business Owner? And they go, I don't know. It's still too hard. I had to go away, right? we are at a massive disadvantage because our jam store is so packed to the rafters that we have too much choice. All right. And a confused mind always says no. We're actually at a disadvantage because our toolkit is, if we show this whole toolkit and we display it to everybody, we struggle. And Johan, you and I, when we started Comet Suite as our agency, how was our experience in this place, in this space?
We had shiny object syndrome. Guys, when you get a new toy, you just want to show
I'm just applauding
everything about that
Jason.
new
Dad
toy.
jokes deserve applaud. Good job, man. I like it. Good job. Carry on. Sorry, man.
That's awesome. This is all we were doing. We're like, oh, we can do this, we can do that, we can do this, we can do that, we can show you all of this stuff. And by the time people were done, they were just like, it sounds awesome. Sounds like a lot of stuff. But because you have so much stuff, I think I need to employ a whole team of 5 people to run this thing that you're telling us to run. You've got so much stuff. I just don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. And as Walt said, a confused mind doesn't buy. Another thing about when you get a new toy, just like this. My friend has got a brand new Porsche Taycan. I am not a car guy, right? He's like, come check out my car. I'm like, all right, cool. He spent half an hour explaining to me all about the car. I was so bored. I was like, dude, I just want to get in the car. Just take me for a drive. I wanted their end
What is the
result,
end? Just turn
right?
it on, bro.
Exactly. Let's go for a ride. And what we do as people who have amazing toys, like, all the funnel builders and contacts and the autoresponders, everything. You want to explain. You want to show them the power that you are now giving them in their business. But at the end of the day, they don't care.
They don't care.
There's so many different systems. They don't have the brain space to even think about it. They just want the end result. I was sitting down with my dentist, and this guy was telling me he'd been in business for 25 years and how he's the best dentist and people come back and all this stuff. And he's telling me about his tools. I'm like, dude, I have no idea about your tools. Like, why are you telling me about your tools? He's like, I was like, just make sure that my tooth's okay. You know what I mean?
Just don't hurt me when you do it.
But back to you, Mr. Walt. Like, tell us about.
So like, it's so true. I remember actually being so excited about GHL because I'm a software guy, right? I mean, I've been developing software for 15 years or more, and I'm a software guy. I was so excited about GHL. I couldn't wait to tell everybody about it. I remember you and I doing a sales demo to one of our early contacts, and I cannot for the life of me remember who it was, but I remember them early in the presentation. I think we'd only shown maybe the automations or something very, very basic when we were going through GHL, and they were in. Oh, cool guys, all right, trust you, great, because they were early contact. There was somebody kind of in our warm market, and they had given us a buying signal. Now, guys, please understand, if somebody gives you a buying signal, take the freaking buying signal. Woohoo, great, let's go, let's get you started. We didn't, right? We didn't take the buying signal. I was so excited. I was like, no, well, you think it's good now? Let me show you the rest of it. And we didn't get the sale because we talked ourselves out of it. We literally, I remember this meeting, Johan, and it was a contact of yours. We're like, wow, why didn't they buy? I don't get it. Until it was probably 6 or 8 months later that we went, that's what we did best. Man, we're so excited to show our wares. I don't know if you guys have ever been into the environment where the guys have got the jackets. Like, I've got watches on the side and sunglasses. We're so excited to show our wares. It's like, dude. I just want to get on with my business. I don't need all of this stuff. I just want to solve my problem. So.
Hey, wait, just before we go back, I saw Cristal has popped into the room.
Hey!
Guys, if you don't know who Cristal Topitan is, you need to get to know this lady. She is absolutely amazing. She is actually the reason I got into marketing automation. I think it was back in like 2015.
Wow.
So she is Australia's leading marketing automation agency.
Wow, amazing.
She has been leading the field in Australia for a very, very long time. She knows more about it than I ever will. And so, guys, if you get a chance, connect. As you know, the people in our community are absolutely amazing, and everybody's doing deals with everybody else. So she's somebody I'd love to highlight. And
Cristal, welcome.
Have a chat.
Awesome. Amazing. Cool. If Cristal's the one that got you into marketing automation, then Cristal, I'm bowing. So good to see you. Cool. Let's keep going on. So we understand that we're just having so much stuff in our pocket, in our toolkit, is confusing. Now, it's only confusing if we show everything, right? If we try and convince a buyer of everything that we can possibly do for them. That's when they are like, no, 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 no. So what we want to do is balance that and focus on one solution for the client. So one of the fundamental rules of marketing is that a confused mind always says no, Russell Brunson. So how do we solve this? Okay, well, cool, yeah, got it. I understand. Great. How do we solve it? One solution, one problem. Tell me what the solution is. We simplify. That's it. Right? We simplify. How do we simplify? We look at one problem for one customer. All right? And then we need to know and we need to understand, well, hang on. What specifically is your customer looking for? How will you know that? How do I know that? Here's a billion businesses. There's probably not a billion. There's like hundreds of millions. But how do I know what they need? We're going to get to John Logar's methodology. And again, guys, if you want to increase your sales and proven by results, members of this community have made tens of thousands of dollars going through John's training. And that is compliant because we have it in writing, in proof, tens of thousands of dollars by going through John Logar's training. So how do we know what a customer's problem is? Well, they call us consultants for a reason. Because when you go to a doctor, what does the doctor say? In Australia, we have this greeting, and it's a greeting. We say, "How are you?" Well, it's like it's Australianism for, "Hey, hello." It's Australian for, we don't actually expect someone to answer. So when we go to a doctor and they go, "Hey, how are you?" Yeah, dude, I'm sick. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. It seems like a weird question. But when you go to a doctor, what do they ask you? They say, "What's wrong?"
They tell me about their story, about all the experience and all the cool things that they've done.
They point to their graduating certificate up on the wall, and they tell you about the best medical school they've ever, and the best medical equipment that they've got in their cupboard, and they walk you through everything. No, they don't. You've gone to them. They are the expert, and they say to you, where does it hurt? What's the issue? They do not, and this is Ari Galper in our marketing mastermind vault. Ari talks about the fact that you can sell on a one sell close so long as you're positioned as the expert in this space, right? So when you're sitting with a doctor, they don't talk about how long they've been in medicine and which school. No, they don't. They don't talk about their tools and all that. No, there's not a rapport building system. It is diagnosis. Where does it hurt? So with John and John's training, he focuses on where does it hurt? And a business owner will say something to you that sounds like, I'm not getting enough sales. Cool. All right. As a doctor, patient said to me, this is where it hurts. I'm not getting enough sales. They might say to you in a consultation. So great. Okay. Or they might say something like, I'm losing business because my phone rings and I miss the calls. And by the time I get back to people, they've gone somewhere else. Painful. Hurts. Or they might say something like, when people Google us, we're buried, like we're the best in the business, but nobody knows about it. Problem. Or they might say, our website's really old and nobody likes it, and they can't tell how great we are because our website was made in 1982, right? That's a problem. That's a problem, right? Or they might say something specific. They might say, I want to launch a new course and I'm confused by all the tech. They say, that's a problem. That's a problem. And then John asks the next question is, what would your business look like if that problem was solved? Right? In marketing speak, we call this twisting the knife, right? We might ask, well, how much of a problem is that? How much is that costing you? That's like twisting the knife, right? This is applying the Band-Aid. So what would your business look like if that problem was solved? Now, all of the problems, all of the pain points come down to one answer in that case. And that answer is always, well, we'd be more profitable. I'd be happier. My customers would be, my staff would be happier. You know, my family would be, I'd be happy. Things would be great if I could move that problem from that left-hand column and solve that problem and move towards the right-hand column. Things would be great. Okay? Now, here's the key. You, as the consultant, now need to issue the solution. Okay, I understand. You told me that the problem was X. You've also told me that if I can solve that problem for you, you're going to look happy and things are going to be great and you're going to have great money. And I love John's question, Johan, in his training. Like, John is one of the best closers that I've ever worked with. And his closing question is so simple. He literally says, so what do you think we should do with that information? And are you willing to solve it now? Right? Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. When we're going to market, we've got all of these businesses and they might have all of these pain points, right? They might have the, I can't make enough sales. My website sucks. I'm about to launch my course. I don't know, whatever the pain point is. How do we know? We're trying to open doors. So why do we focus on leads? And guys, again, we have a GHL agency, just like a lot of people on the call, right? We have a white label lead generation tool, just like a lot of the people on the call, right? So when we go to market, we focus on leads. Why? Because we have the greatest chance of it being the biggest issue, right? If I look at SEO, reputation management, mistext callback, AI chatbots, all right, new websites, funnels that suck, Facebook advertise, whatever it is. If I look at all of those things, a percentage of businesses will need each one. Those 7 out of that 100 need a website, and finding them's bloody hard. All right. How do I know who needs a new website? I gotta. Do you need a new website? No. Do you need a new website? No. Do you need a new website? No. Do you need a new website? Yes. Oh, great. Thank God. Right. Only a select few of those businesses have those problems. But the biggest percentage of them answer the question of, do you need more leads, with a resounding yes. So why do we focus on opening the door with lead generation? Because it's the greatest chance of being the biggest issue. Okay. If we took a survey of 100 companies and asked the question, who needs more sales? What do you think the percentage chance of the answer would be? Guys, just tell me. Yeah? What do you think? Like, who needs more sales? 100% says Andy. Yeah, probably. With the exception of tradies in Australia, trade services, home services, right? Plumbers, electricians, roof repairs, and land, these guys, I can't book a tradie for 6 weeks. They don't need more leads. They've got more than enough. Okay. And some of our people have actually experienced that in our marketplace. Was it Carlene, Johan? Carlene, who ran an incredible campaign out to concreters and just couldn't get a bite. We're like, there's a reason, because they just don't need more work.
They're too busy.
They're too busy, right? So, Andy, it might not be 100%, but let's say it's 90% of businesses. Now, if I'm knocking on doors, all right, which is what we're doing when we're reaching out to businesses offering, can we help? Jay Shetty style, can we help you? Can we help you? Can we help you? Can we help you? All right, if we're knocking on doors and we're offering website services or SEO or mobile apps or whatever it is, right? We want to focus on the one thing that the most people say yes to, because that's just smart thinking, right? It's a lot shorter path than trying to find
I want to talk about the power of focusing on one thing. I want to invite Christelle into the conversation here. Christelle, are you around?
Let's see.
Hello, sure am.
Hello.
Hey, there you are. How you doing? So excited to see you and talk to you after so long. Man, you have had some amazing success, and I just wanted to congratulate you on that. And do you want to talk about, the niching down, the focus on the wineries? Last time we caught up in the Gold Coast, what was it, 2 years ago, I think, around there, when Shark was down.
Oh, yeah, it was probably around then. Sorry, would you like me to turn my video? Is my video
Yeah,
on
there you are.
Okay. All right. So I wasn't expecting that. I thought I was coming to learn from you. We've we've been around now a bit over 10 years, and we've focused in on wineries as a niche, which has been really, really powerful. And so, yeah, it's cool that I've come on this one and you're talking about niching. So we do service other businesses, but the success that we get with wineries is really pretty phenomenal, because when you really, as we've nailed that niche, it took us about 5 years to get to where we are, though. It's not overnight stuff, but it's like we know exactly what to talk to them about and their problems and how to solve them, and what you guys have been doing, and what because Shark introduced me to what you're doing, is I see the next kind of part potentially to add for our wineries.
Fantastic.
So cool.
Thank
so
you so
cool,
much.
Christelle.
Christelle.
You said something really interesting there, where because you've been working in that niche exclusively, you understand what they're going through. It's like I can tell you what that winery needs. Like, this would be your thought and your feeling. I can tell you what a winery needs before I even get in the door. Why? Because you've done it. You understand the situation. You know where they're at. Every single winery is going to open the conversation with you going, so our business is a little bit unique. And you're going to go, yeah, yeah, sure you are. Absolutely. And as much as they are, as much as they have their own blends and their own vignerons and their own barreling style and their own whatever, that makes them who they are. They have those consistent things in the business. And that allows you to serve them in a simple, repeatable, duplicatable way and grow your business. Yeah, I think that's fascinating. Super cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And, automation and CRM is at the heart of it all. That's the brain of the operation. And then we build a bit of an ecosystem around for, whatever they need.
I love it. I love it. Nice to meet you. I can't wait to spend some more time. Guys, don't we have the best people in our community? I love, so how do you know when somebody deserves your respect? It's when people you respect introduce them so well. So I just saw Johan completely go fangirl on you because he's like, or fanboy on you. And my respect for Johan as somebody in this space is huge. So respect, absolutely given. Can't wait to spend more time with you. Thank you so much for jumping in.
No worries. Very
Great
welcome.
to see you. Great to see you. All right. So focusing on one thing at a time makes you a specialist. If you go to the GP, the general practitioner, you make an appointment and you go down there. And why are we talking about doctors? Because they're professionals and they stamp it on their card. And haven't you guys earned the right to do the same thing, right? So if you go to a GP and you chat to them, the average GP salary is around $220,000 per year. Not bad. Okay. Not bad. Seriously, not bad. But if you've got a specific problem, they refer you to a what? To a specialist. They refer you to a specialist. Now, Christelle is a specialist in that area, in the area of marketing automations, and even more so in wineries. So if you're a winery and you need to grow, would you rather deal with just anyone, or would you want to deal with the specialist? Easy question. And the average salary of a brain surgeon is $2 million, right? So 220,000, 2 million. The difference is 10x when you're a specialist. So focusing and being really, 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 really good at solving one problem for a customer makes you a specialist. You got it. So John Logar talks about he is a specialist when it comes to lead generation. Oh, wow. How cool. Now, which university stamped that certificate for him? None of them. All right. But he is a specialist in lead generation. Why? Because when he introduces himself to clients, he says, I'm a specialist in lead generation. And they go, awesome. Come on in. Right. How do you become a specialist in lead generation? You focus on it. When I got a sales role, quick story. When I got a sales role early in my 20s, and my very first sales mentor in this role, he gave me a set of tapes, which is by a guy named Jim Rohn. Tapes, man. I actually had tapes. I went to CDs later when the tapes burned out, but now I've got it on USB stick. But anyway, he gave me a set of tapes and he said, if you want to be a professional, you should listen to this. And I was like, yeah, cool, yeah, cool, great, cool, awesome. Didn't listen to it. And what I found was really interesting in those next 3 months, I'm in my early 20s, getting into social engagements and meeting people and seeing people from school that I haven't seen for a while. Hey, so what are you doing now? And I would cough out the fact that I was in sales. I'm a salesman. What was that? Sales. I'm sales. Sales. And I was absolutely embarrassed by that. And I went, there was a day when this sales mentor, Dean is his name, still massive respect to him and thanks and gratitude. There was a day when he grabbed me by the scruff of the neck, not literally, but sat me down and said, Walt, you've got massive potential, man. You just got to work out whether you want to take this seriously or not. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I'm here in the morning. I'm 8 o'clock. I'm here at the door and, I do my job. And he said, yeah, but what do you want to do? And I went, well, come on, man. Like, I want to win. I want to succeed. And he said, have you listened to those tapes? And I said, no. And he said, well, I told you, if you want to be a professional, you should listen to them. And I said, okay. And I got back in my car. That was the end of the day. I got back in my car. It was actually a Friday. And I drove up into the hills around this area. I was in the Gold Coast here. Drove up into an area called Mount Tamborine. And on the way up, I put a tape in the tape deck and started to listen to this guy named Jim Rohn. And the title of the tape set, and again, you can buy it on USB. Jim Rohn has passed away, but still there. The audios are still there. Legacy passes on. The title of the audio is Take Charge of Your Own Life by Jim Rohn. And I swear, I think I've listened to that audio set 100, maybe 200 times, start to finish. Since I decided to take it seriously, since I decided to take my life seriously. And it was incredible because the difference it made for me was being able to confidently tell people what I was an expert in, right? What I was an expert in. And these days, when people ask us what does Comet do, and Kyle helped us with all of our branding and everything, we had all these catchphrases and we're trying to come up with all of this stuff. And we came back to just 2 simple words, Comet Suite. We're growth driven. That's us. That's what we do. We're growth experts, growth specialists, right? We're growth driven. So again, why am I sharing that? I invite you to be a specialist in the area that resonates with you, right? Are you an SEO specialist? Are you a lead generation specialist? Are you a web building specialist? And what's the difference between a GP and a specialist? The desire to study it more, to be a professional in my field, to be the best that I can be in that space. That's what makes me a specialist, because I've put in more effort to understand the problem, right? So Cristal is a specialist in that area. And let's face it, if I'm running a business, my family depends on it. My entire future depends on it. Bring me the specialist, right? So having that as your positioning really makes it something that you can convey across in a meeting with a client. All right, let me carry on here. And I've lost my Zoom control bars, but I'm sure they'll be around somewhere. Where are they? Okay, let's see if I can share my screen. This is weird. I've completely lost my ability to share the screen, but I'm sure I'll get back there. If not, you guys know I can talk a good game anyway. So there we go. Share screen. Yep. All right, let's get back into it. So why do we focus on leads? Because we're a specialist, all right? And it is the greatest chance of being the biggest issue when we're talking to a client, all right? Macquarie, 82% of businesses fail because they run out of cash. How do you get more cash? Sell more stuff, right? It's not about raising money, right? It's not about going to the market and getting an investment, right? It's about selling your stuff. You want to raise money? Make sales. Simple, right? How do you make sales? Become a specialist and solve a problem. That's what we're here for. So customers don't care about the tech. They do not care. Johan said about his dentist, I don't care how amazing your tools are, man. And that new X-ray machine that you just got in, you might have spent $1 billion on it, but I don't care. It hurts when I close my mouth and I need you to fix it, right? Customers don't care about the the incredible system that you have. They do not care. They care about their issue. They care about their problem, right? They care about you solving that problem. Actually, they don't. They don't care about you solving that problem. They care about the problem being solved. They don't care how it's done, right? And as an example, you go to a client and the client says, I need more sales. And you say, cool, I'll make that happen for you. The guy goes, great, here's a checkbook. Now, I didn't tell him how I will make that happen for you or you don't pay me. Cool. Now, what's your method? I go door to door and I put postcards in people's mailboxes and I send them what I don't care what your method is, bro. I just care that you bring me the deals. Yeah. So customers don't care about the tech and we get really lost in there, guys. And again, this is something that I want to focus on for a second. A lot of us get really, really, really lost in understanding all of the intricacies of every single platform that we work with, right? We get lost and we get scared. We get scared that we are, I don't understand DNS records and I have no idea about how we can SEO optimize the website. And oh my God, I need to understand every trigger and every action in the automations pane of GH before I could possibly even go and speak to someone. No, no, no. You don't need to get lost in the tech. You need to focus on solving the problem for the client. Now, what if the client has a problem that you can't solve because you don't know about the answer in the tech? Guess what? There's 53,000 GHL members in the Facebook group who are incredibly active and guarantee you if you ask a question in that group, once you filter through all of the DMs of people trying to sell you stuff and, you know, tell you that they'll solve it for you, you'll have somebody pops up and goes, oh, just read this, do this, follow this video. This will solve it for you. You don't need to know every single pixel and button click within any of the platforms that you work in, right? What you need to do is focus on solving the problem for the client. Now, again, let's focus on that specialist. Let's look at what the specialist does. If you go to the specialist and they can't answer the problem, guess what they do? Research the answer. Oh, there's something I haven't come across before. Let me solve it for you. Come back to you in a minute. Great. Thanks. Okay. Now we applaud the specialist who goes, yeah, seen that before. No probs. This is your answer. Easy done. You go, wow, thanks. What was my $1,000 bill for? Right? It's knowing where to hit with a hammer, all that joke, right? But the specialist who doesn't know will go, good one. Exciting. Let's solve it together. Okay, cool. You're the specialist, man. Let's go. You don't need to know. And I'm really coming up through this. Eva says, I thought this was about Comment Suite, not GHL. It's about neither of those things, Eva. It's about succeeding in business. It's about creating a win-win opportunity, right? So Comment Suite is a tool. GHL is a tool. It's about creating your opportunity to sell more stuff by focusing on one thing for a client, yeah? So customers don't care about the tech. They care about their solutions being solved, about the problems being solved, yeah? And as the doctor, when the customer says to you, it hurts when the doctor then prescribes the solution, right? The doctor says, great, you should do this. So understanding what your customer needs. I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. This is the solution. Now, again, we focus on leads because that's opening the most doors. I want to tell a little story, quick joke. Yeah, let's jump into it. So guy crawling through the desert, right? Crawling through the desert, desperate for water, hasn't drank anything in days, is on death's door, sees a man walking across the dunes towards him and crawls up to him and says, please, 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 I need water. I need water. I need water. The guy goes, I don't have any water, but I can sell you a necktie. I'm like, I don't need a necktie, bro. I'm in the desert. I need water. Sorry, I can't help you. Carries on, crawls through the desert. Somebody else comes over the dune. Water, please, water, water. I don't have any water, but I can sell you a necktie. I don't need a necktie, bro. I need water. Sorry, can't help you. Carrying on, crawling through the dunes, finally sees an oasis. Crawls on last death's door towards the oasis. And there's a security guard standing at the door saying, sorry, you can't come in without a tie. Right? Sometimes the solution, now here's the thing, when you have the answer to the customer's problem, your value is immediately seen, right? When you have the solution to the customer's problem, your value is immediately seen. So what's the best answer for you to focus on? And this is where we go, Eva. This is what I'm talking about. What is the one best answer for you to focus on when you're going out to market, you're trying to get yourself started, you're trying to make more money, you're trying to bring more customers, grow your business, do all those kind of cool things? What should you be focusing on, right? We, Comet Suite, we focus on lead generation because it's easy. It's simple. We just ask customers, you know, do you need more leads? And they say yes. And we go, cool. Here's how we do that, right? It's the one thing that built our agency quickly to the 50K MRR mark. When we literally stopped selling GHL and we just started offering people leads, our calendar just booked out, right? And again, guys, I'm very, very conscious of the fact this is not a pitch all about Comet Suite and White Label Suite. Like, I'm very, very conscious of the fact that all you guys have got amazingly different skills. I'm just telling you what we did. We focused as our agency on opening the door with lead generation because that's the problem that most businesses have, right? So what's the difference between Comet and White Label Suites? Is Andy. Great question. Sorry, a lot of people get confused with that. Comet Suite is our company. White Label Suite is a product that we have. So Comet Suite is our company. We are Comet Suite Proprietary Limited, and we created White Label Suite as part of that. And White Label Suite allows people to sell our system for the same thing that we have, which is incredible. Yeah, so David, I think we've answered that question on a Q&A for you before. David's asked about how does an insurance agent use White Label Suite when it's B2B? I know we've spent some time on Q&As before. We focus on relationships, right? So if I lost everything today and my next dollar would come from insurance-based sales, I'd be building out that partner network as fast as I possibly could. How does that look like? Let's just give an example. Let's go down to a local gym, right? And say to the local gym, anybody that is a gym member here at your gym, I will give $100 off their policy, right? Because they're a gym member. Now, when the guy who's the gym owner wants to sign somebody up, you can literally give him a little coupon that says, when you sign up with this gym, it might cost you $100 a month, but you get $100 a month off your insurance policy over here. So actually you're in front. Win-win for the gym owner, win for you. You can do that with gym owners. You can do that with yoga studios, boat yards, real estate agents, automotive dealerships, whatever it is. Building that network of referrals is your fastest path forward. And as Alex Hormozi says, you can put your effort into finding a client or put the same amount of effort into finding a client generator, right? A referral partner. Same amount of effort, but that one lever that you can pull has a multiplier effect, right? So we talk about in B2C, reaching out to a school, reaching out to local people in the local community saying, any of your staff, any of your teachers, any of your faculty that want $100 off their mortgage this month, we'll give it to them because they come to your school, right? And again, when every business is looking for an advantage, the business that has the best packaged offering is going to win. So especially if you're talking private school, send your kids to this private school, you're going to get the best educated, whatever, plus you're going to get this incredible deal from this specific partners, this incredible deal from these guys. We've packaged up this amazing offer, right? So I love the story of Mal Emery was the first one I ever met that talked to me about this strategic partnership profit system. And he put together a deal between a local florist and a local jeweler, right? And literally anybody that bought flowers from the florist got a $50 coupon to spend at the jeweler and vice versa. Now, what an incredible way to boost each other's profits. Yeah, because the jeweler wins when he makes a sale. Doesn't cost him anything to give away a $50 voucher for the florist, right? But the florist is sending him leads and the jeweler's sending the florist leads. Wow. So creating those strategic partnerships in a B2C environment is one of the best uses of the program that you can possibly find, right? So we focus on lead generation because it's the easiest door to open. Yeah. It was the easiest sale of everything that we had to choose from. All right. But in our Facebook group, it's not the only way to build success. So Eva, this is, you know, just because that's what we have and that's what we did, it's not the only way. Matt DeSano talked about building to 3,000 sub-accounts, and he sold 4 things. This was before White Label Suite was even around. He sold reputation boosting, missed text callback, live chat on the website, and one more. Can't remember what it was. But he talks about it in that training. So in our White Label Suite group, if you just go into the group and search for Matt Decino, you'll come up with this training on April 26th last year. All right. Would it be possible, sorry, just a private message just came through. Would it be possible to partner with chiropractors, massage therapists, and attorneys, like a group, or not a good idea? Man, everything's a great idea so long as you can find the connection between the two. How does a chiropractor and an attorney work best together? So I can see the link from the attorney's point of view. Coming to us should be a stress-free experience. Get your first massage, with your free legal consult. Right? Going the other way might be a little bit more difficult, but I'm sure you can come up with a hook. Anything's a great idea so long as you can present it in the right way. That's called marketing.
So guys, we did a joint venture. This is probably about 10 years ago now. I've talked about it on Q&As before. It was with a real estate agent, BMW, a yacht club, and a cosmetic surgeon, and a real estate agent. 5 people, right? So anybody who bought a house in that area, the houses are all 1.5 million plus. Anybody who bought a house in that area would get a voucher for a BMW drive day, get a 1 day at the yacht, at sailing on the yacht club. They would get a cosmetic procedure of their choice. So that was if they bought a house. If they bought a BMW, they would get a voucher for the yacht club, and a valuation of their home if they wanted to sell it. If they went on the yacht, what happened? Who goes on the yacht? When the person goes on the yacht, what do? They bring 10 of their friends because they got a yacht, right, for the day. Who are their friends? Who hang around with like-minded people. Now, those friends, they want to experience that with some of their other friends. And so this little network that we built just turned into this absolutely amazing little referral network between all 5 businesses. And they just thrived because each one was feeding the same. They had the same client database, and they wanted the same client database. Anyone who could afford a $100,000 BMW could go and have the cosmetic surgeries, etc.
Client for the homes, for the yachts, for everything. Absolutely.
You get it.
Is our client Rick? This is one of the smartest business models I've ever heard. So our client Rick over in the States, he creates little referral pods. Yeah, little referral pods. That's his whole business. I hope I don't lose my share tools again. We'll see how we go. So Rick he does this with home services, and he creates referral pods. So he will gather up an electrician, a plumber, a roofing guy, a floor coverings guy, a window coverings guy, a landscaper in lots of different areas, right? And so he creates these pods where he says, okay, so when somebody does a plumbing repair for you, you say, thanks very much. And with the receipt, with the payment invoice, you give them this little coupon book. And on this coupon book is 5 QR codes, $100 off an electrical install, $100 off a landscaping thing, $100 off your window treatment, $100 off your floor coverings, right? So every single partner in this group, he creates these little QR code books. Now he does it digitally, so he sends it with the receipt, right? So now, why a plumber's a plumber, right? I want the guy to come and fix my pipes. So what makes that plumber better is that when you do the job with me, it might only cost you $200 to get your pipes fixed, but I'll give you $700 worth of local community services that you can use for other jobs. Electrician, the same thing. Window covering guy, the same thing. Floor covering guy, the same thing. And what he does is he creates these little pods. Now he charges them membership, right? He charges them $97 a month to be a member of the pod. And then he creates the QR code slip and gives, part of the thing. Again, digital QR code creation, short and easy. All right. But then he also uses the lead tool to drop leads into those pods for them as part of their deal. Right. So he gathers up all of these pods in local areas and creates referral networks for people. Wow. What a fascinating business model. Right. Again, he's become a specialist in that. Specialize. Find something that you're good at. So back on that screen, Matt talks about building an incredible business by focusing on just a few areas of GHL, worthy training to listen to, okay? So, guys, the thing that built our business is something that you all have access to, which is what we call the 20 free leads snapshot, right? 20 free leads. Going out to market and creating interest to come through your door. The thing that rocketed our agency was the offer of free leads. And all of our ads and all of our approaches still to this day talk about free leads, okay? We actually had to put a little bit more friction in there. So now we talk about get 100 leads for $1, right? But the 20 free leads is what blew up our agency. Why do you think, guys, can I get some feedback? I don't want to be monologuing, even though I have been for an hour. What are you guys, why do you think the 20 free leads approach is so successful? When we drop into a business group and we go, hey, new tool, who would like 20 free leads? Why do you think that's so successful, guys? Like, just pop it in the chat for me. Why do you think? What's your opinion on why that would be so successful? Great. Eva says proof of concept. Absolutely. Why else? Why else? Who wants
results in advance?
20 free leads? Why do you think it's so successful? Results in advance, instant value, leads cost money. Anita says it's what people are after. They get the results up front. People need leads. Boom, 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 boom. Guys, you got it. You nailed it. It's because it's what everybody wants. It's really hard to say no to. I've sat in a room full of talented, successful, 7-figure business owners. They had to be turning over 7 figures to get in the room. And when I asked the question, who wants 20 free leads, 100% of the hands went up. Right? It's what everybody wants. It's literally the most desirable thing. And it's such an easy thing for people to say yes to. All right? So action point. Guys, my goal here is to help you be successful in your businesses. So we've talked about focusing on one solution for a customer is your best path forward. So what specific answer to a problem will you focus on? Action point. Grab a little pen and say, I choose today to be a specialist in this area, and research, find out about it, focus on it, make it your thing, right? Make it what you're known for. Yeah. So action point, what will you do to make this happen for you? So I'm going to fly through this last little bit pretty quickly. The next question, how good is your toolkit, right? How good is your toolkit? If your problem is this image on the left, I want you guys to give me a number. What's the solution? Pop it in the chat for me. If the problem is the image on the left, which one of these solutions should I use? All right. Anybody that can't answer this, we'll have somebody reach out to you afterwards. All right. Not a trick question. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. If your problem is a nail, use a hammer, right? All right. Cool. You guys passed. Next. If my current situation in my business looks like this, and my desired outcome is that, which tool should I use? Boom. You guys are 100%. Now it gets a little bit trickier. What if you had less options? What if this was my current situation, this is what I wanted to happen, and this was the only thing I had in my toolkit? Now, you can still do it, but it's going to take a long time and a lot of work, right? So what if you had less options? You solve less problems, right? Now, hang on. Isn't this a contradiction? Hang on, Walt. Didn't we just say that the whole display and one and choice, like, aren't you being a little bit contradictory here? Hang on a second. Quick story. This is a photo from my wife's phone on Christmas Day, 2023, which is 3 weeks ago. The biggest storms this area's ever seen ripped through this area. The damage is unbelievable. Now, I know I'm not unique in that. People have had tornadoes and cyclones and floods and all kinds of terrible things happen. But this is 3 weeks ago. This is a local school, literally half a mile from my house, right? Now, there are people on either side of me in this street that had trees come through their house, right? We were fortunate. But if you're facing devastation, do you want this guy at your door? The guy that just turned, I got a hammer. Or do you want this guy at your door who's got, look, we got a whole bunch of stuff going on. I'm here to help you. I can do this, right? But first, let's diagnose the problem. So what we're talking about is actually, you want to make the choice easy for them. When a business owner is looking to engage you as a consultant, the thing you want to do is be able to have one focus on one solution and back it up with multiple strengths, right? That's the contradiction, and that's how it comes together. You want to make the choice easy for them. Don't forget what we said about the JAM study. Having lots of choice brought lots of interest. Lots of people are interested, but fewer buying because they're confused. right? So take all of that off the table, make the choices small enough so you still get the interest, but big enough so that you still got the back end. Now that's where we really have something great in our hands. Okay. That's where we have the opportunity to open the door with lead generation or whatever you choose to be your specialist answer and back it up with everything else that our technology does. All right. So reduce the choices makes it easy for your customer. But now you also have the backup of everything else we do. And like I said, be the specialist who, if you get asked to solve a problem and you've never come across it before, you go, let's solve it together, right? But first you got to get in that door, and that's 90% of the battle, getting through the door. So focusing on one solution to one problem for your customer helps you get in the door, okay? And having lots of tools in your toolkit means you've got lots of different ways to solve the problem, okay? So your next steps. And remember what we said, helping others is the hack. Week 1, we talked about who can you help the most. Week 2, we talked about how you can attract them, nurture them, invite them to do business with you. All right. This week, we focus on solving one problem for your client and having multiple tools in your toolkit to continue to help. So your action step is pick your best solution to open the door with people. All right. And next week, we're inviting one of our trusted partners in who's got an additional tool that you can add to your kit that makes that toolkit richer so that you can solve more problems for the clients. As I said, if the only tool you have is a hammer, you tend to see every problem as a nail. Abraham, absolutely. Right. What do we do now?
Thank you, Mr. Walton.
What do we do now? We focus on growth. Focus on growth. Yeah. Focus on your growth, personally, professionally. Focus on your business growth by getting more clients, and focus on their growth by solving their problem. Because if you can go and work, as we all do, with businesses and you can help them grow, there is literally no limit on the amount of people you can serve. And you get paid for the value you bring to the marketplace. How do you get paid more? Bring more value. How do you do that? Serve more people. How do you do that? Solve more problems. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming and joining me. I hope it's been worthwhile. Take something out of this. Take something out of this meeting. Choose a problem to solve for businesses and invite more businesses to solve it with you. Be a specialist in that area. Be a specialist for lead generation. Be a specialist for problem solving for businesses, and watch your results grow. Okay? Solving people's problems and getting paid. Guys, thank you so much for the chance to come and say hello. As we said, next week, we are going to introduce a trusted partner, somebody that I've done business with for I think about 9 years, who's going to introduce a new tool for your toolkit to solve more problems for clients. So come along and learn how we're going to do that. It's personally made me a lot of money, so hopefully it does the same for you. Guys, thank you again. We are going to be running this training. I think we'll send out the emails for next week so that you can come along and join in on that one. All of the replays are in our Facebook group. Focus on your solutions, focus on serving people, reaching out to them and ideal prospects, putting them into your funnels, nurturing them with all of the stuff that we talked about last week. And we'll see you on the next call. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you.
Thanks, everyone. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Walt.
Thanks, guys.